young gamer wants to become an esports professional. We make it happen. You just keep on winning.
স্বাগতম বাংলাদেশের জন্য ESPL Valorant PowerUp Series ফরম্যাটে আপনাকে জানাই স্বাগতম। এই সিরিজটি রায়ট গেমস দক্ষিণ এশিয়া সমর্থিত একটি উদ্যোগ যা বাংলাদেশের ভেতরে অপেশাদার গেমারদের প্রতিভা বজায় রাখতে এবং বৃদ্ধি করতে সহায়তা করবে। এর সুবিধার্থে PowerUp সিরিজটিতে প্রতি মাসে দুটি প্রাইজ পুল সহ দুটি টুর্নামেন্ট থাকবে। প্রতিটি মাস শুরু হবে একটি বাছাই পর্বের সাথে, যেখানে সবগুলি দল সিঙ্গল এলিমিনেশন ফরম্যাটে প্রতিযোগিতা করবে শীর্ষ 8টি দল পর্যন্ত এবং এই 8টি দল অ্যামেচার কাপে উত্তীর্ণ হবে। এই 8টি দল ডাবল এলিমিনেশনে লড়াই করবে এবং বিজয়ী শীর্ষস্থানীয় 3টি দল আমন্ত্রিত হবে ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে প্রতিযোগিতা করবে শীর্ষস্থানীয় 3টি দল এবং আমন্ত্রিত 3টি দল। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপের সময় অপেশাদার কাপ এবং ইনভিটেশনাল কাপের শীর্ষ দুটি দল উচ্চ ব্র্যাকেটে খেলবে এবং তৃতীয় স্থানের দলগুলি একই পর্বের নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটে খেলবে। প্রথম রাউন্ডের প্রতিটি ম্যাচ হবে সিঙ্গল এলিমিনেশন ফরম্যাটে। উচ্চ ব্র্যাকেটের দুটি বিজয়ী দল তারপর ডাবল এলিমিনেশন পর্যায়ে এগিয়ে যাবে। ডাবল এলিমিনেশন পর্বে হেরে যাওয়া দলটি তখন নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটের দলের বিপক্ষে প্রতিদ্বন্দ্বিতা করবে। এই পর্যায়ে নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটের যে দলটি হারবে তাদেরকে তৃতীয় স্থান হিসেবে শিরোনাম দেওয়া। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে অংশ নেওয়া সমস্ত 6টি দল পরের মাসের অপেশাদার কাপে আবার প্রতিযোগিতা করে বেরিয়ে আসতে হবে, যার উদ্দেশ্য নতুন এবং উন্নত দলগুলিকে অপেশাদার কাপে প্রতিযোগিতার সুযোগ দেওয়া। এর দ্বারা ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে আরও অভিজ্ঞ দলের সাথে তাদের দক্ষতা পরীক্ষার চক্রটি পুনরাবৃত্তি করা হচ্ছে। আমরা অর্থাৎ ESPL কিভাবে বাংলাদেশের দলগুলি পাওয়ার আপ সিরিজে পারফর্ম করে তা দেখার অপেক্ষায় রয়েছি। আপনার স্কোয়াড প্রস্তুত করুন এবং সিরিজটি শুরু হওয়ার জন্য প্রস্তুত থাকুন। গুড লাক এজেন্টস।
Ahoy, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to ESPL Bangladesh Valorant Invitational Season 4. And as you might have seen on your screens, this is a grand final between the Titans of Bangladesh, Exceeli Esports, and GSC Headhunters. I'm your host, Grandfinal, and joining me is going to be Kalashnikov. Once again, how are you, Kalashnikov?
Thank you so much, Cresto, once again. And today's match, GSCHH versus Exceeli Esports. Two Titans, as you mentioned. Today we're going to see, something, big kind of fireworks coming by. And I can smell it from miles above right now. And everyone knows that ESPL is a global esports network and a tournament platform provider with the goal of elevating players from casual gamers to esports champions. Starting 2021 with a bang, ESPL's hope to grow Valorant esports talent across South Asia through the PowerUp series. Visit espl.gg/Bangladesh for more tournaments like these and fun esports content. We're currently live streaming on ESPL Bangladesh Facebook and YouTube as well as BongoBD.com.
Absolutely. And as this is the Invitational's Grand Finals, the Amateur Cup qualifiers actually starts from, I believe, after 7 days from now. So do stay tuned and obviously register to the tournament. If you think you have what it takes to fight on this stage, why not take the chance? Why would you underestimate your power? Why would you underestimate your skill capability? So do register, and most likely we're going to be having the honor to see you guys playing, and we're going to be doing the cast, and we really want to see the rising talents of the region. But unfortunately tonight we're not seeing too much rising talents here, because we have seen Exceeli and GSC on the grand finals several times. I mean, if I say several times, it's actually not gonna be an applicable term. Rather, I should say again and again and again and again. So these teams have been fighting since, I guess, from the very beginning of ESPL, and every single time we see Exceeli just able to hold onto their crown, and they never, and I mean never, gets dethroned from their throne. So this is actually something I wonder, that when is Exceeli gonna be, dethroned? Because previously we did have a team, SSIM and Friends, but unfortunately they got eliminated, and I think they actually forfeited. So they're actually a team I was looking forward to, but as they're not here, GSC Headhunters are going to be playing here. And speaking of the teams here, we do see some rosters on both of the teams, because we know Mock is a very star player from the side of GSC, but now he is transferred to Exceeli Esports. And as he is being in Exceeli Esports, I think he is obviously a force to be reckoned with, because he is in a very better situation. For the side of GSC, though, I wouldn't say they're going to be missing Mog damage because they did pick up one good player, that is Nico. Well, Nico, he is obviously a very dangerous, excuse me, the sentinel player. But even after that, he does have a lacking of experience, which is something he will gain when he is going to be playing with GSA Headhunters. So I guess that is going to be only a amount of time, or should I say a moment of time, that GSC is going to be able to recover that. So I'm really looking forward for both of the sides. But with the fact that GSC recently lost one of their players as he joined Exceeli, this is really going to be slightly hard for them. And considering Mock used to be teammates with GSC, I'm pretty sure GSC will have to come up with something new. Otherwise, Mock will tell Exceeli, you know what, guys, I know what they can do. I know their tricks, and that is something GSC will have to watch out.
Well, and that is that. Like, you're right, but in one case, I have to mention one thing, Presto, is that GSCHH, last match we saw between AG Calyx and GSCHH, I saw GSCHH ripping off AG Calyx just like that, and it was so much, monotonous, one-sided game coming out on this on that match on two maps. And basically, GSCHH was really, really, aggressive, and they were really good at giving entries and taking off sites and also defending sites. Every team, most teams, just like AG Calyx too, they can also take a site. But as we all know, achieving independence is easier. But
Compared to holding on to that.
yeah, exactly. Like, holding on to your independence is twice as hard as that, or maybe thrice in some cases. So that's what main is, Cresto. And what I think is right now today, after the roster change, we might see a bit of change, a lot of change, in fact, in the the self-esteem, the confidence of GSCHH. But other players such as Savage, Sasuke, Elias, Aesop, they're really promising. They have consistent performance, which is basically, I think it's gonna provide Nico with a type of mental support, a type of coordination support coming off, and might allow GSCHH do compete against Exceeli. On the other side, when you mention about Mock here, Mock used to be one of the main fraggers of GSCHH, and he was also really good at playing. I guess he was playing Omen, if I'm not wrong, maybe.
No. He used to be the Reina player, actually. But actually,
okay.
I guess the players are ready as we were talking about it. So as you guys can see on your screen, the maps are going to be Bind, Ascent, and Split. And Bind is the map selected by Exceeli Esports. So let's not further ado. We're going to be getting into the map right quick. And we're going to be talking about it as the players are going to be selecting their agents. So Bind is going to be seeing the action right now. Exceeli is going to be on attack as usual. Back to you, Kalashnikov.
And after that, Mock being okay. I think I won't be able to talk about that because we're seeing really fast pick on the side of Exceeli Sports. Mock on Reina, just like before. Exceeli Zolo Clays are going for the Omen. Shoe Freaks once again, just as usual with his geometry classes. We're seeing him in Sova. Fancy 9 with a Rage. Really good pick on a map like Bind. Mizzle with a Sentinel of KJ. On the other side, we're seeing Aesop once again, same like Reina. Elias switching to Jet. We're seeing Sasuke once again on Omen. We might see Nico on the Cypher, and Savage as usual with the geometry class once again with the Sova. So we are commencing Bind. GSCHH with Exceeli. The Titans will come up to the fire right now.
Kalashnikov, I really love the fact that you actually gave the title of a geometry professor to Sova without the Russian guy even trying. But yeah, that is true, that whenever you are trying to play Sova, you need to know the angles. And there is actually some memes on the internet that Sova players tend to find every angle, 100 angles every day. So yeah, if he is a professor, trust me, I really wouldn't be surprised. But from the side of Exceeli, there's one thing I do want to mention, because after Mock joined, he is actually playing the main duelist role, which was actually supposed to be played by Zolo Crazy. And now Zolo Crazy is actually opting to go for the smoke play, while Fancy 9 is opting to go for the secondary duelist here. Because I remember he used to be the Sentinel player. Misal used to play the Sova, actually. Yeah, he used to play Sova, and Shufrix used to play Jet. So I see Exceeli as Mog joined up, I believe they have been a bit more flexible because now, aside Mog, every single player has swapped their roles, and I believe they're also good with that. And if they are, this is really gonna be a good point for them because you know you can be a dedicated fragger, you can be a dedicated solo player, but you never know when you are gonna fall in a 1v5 situation. You must have the flexibility to play any agent, and I guess they will be focusing on that. And as they are focusing on such, we're gonna be seeing Fansin and tossing the pain grenade, and looks like they are gonna be forcing push onto B because I don't see any retreats coming in. We do see the Omen coming from the side of the portal. Zolo Crazy is gonna find an entry onto Nico, and now he's gonna get paranoid and he's gonna pick him out by Aesop. Aesop's gonna pick up a double kill right there, and now I think he's not gonna be done with that. He will take the dismiss and he will take the Leer to heal himself, and now this is actually, I thought it was gonna be going in favor of GSC, but suddenly 3 kills are gonna fall from the side of Exceeli. Make it 4 thanks to Shufti. Aesop is gonna find himself in a 1v3, and but he's not gonna be able to he's not gonna find success as his own teammate Hawk is gonna shut him down. I mean, own ex-teammate to be more precise, and that is how Exceeli is gonna take the first pistol round. A very well execution from their end. Not to mention they did push slightly slow, but GSC just could not recover from that, and they were not ready from a surprise attack from Exceeli. And I guess surprise attacks are gonna be a big point of this game, Kalashnikov.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm really astonished. That's what I like about Exceeli. Their refragging capabilities. Like, just look, the entry frags were on the side of GSC. GSC took 3 kills, 2 kills just on the entry. Really good at first, but at the end, when we saw, you know, the Constantineous round pushing by, we just saw changes coming up. And then we see Fancy 9 the jump and getting the shot for shot. We see Aesop taking the frag off the board. Exceeli Mock pushing it. Mock getting the first kill. Once again, Mock pushing it. But Mock misses out. Oh, Sasuke takes back. Bizzle on the frag once again. Zolo Crazy with the Vandal finishing off Sasuke, destroying. We're seeing one guy, Nico, with the classic, holding against 2 guys with a full arsenal. Making some angle here, and Bizzle finishes him off. Just like that, although he had a Spectre, he chose to finish him off with Ghost. Really good execution coming out of the side of Exceeli. Really good refragging capabilities, really making Exceeli undefeatable. Once again, 2 rounds, really quick rounds, obliterating GSCHH on the loose.
You know, there's something from the side of Exceeli I do want to mention, because whenever we see Exceeli winning a pistol round, they go for the SMG rounds. But Zolo is a player, if he has the amount of threats to buy an assault rifle, trust me, he's going to opt to go for the assault rifle while sacrificing the armor. Because even in the previous round, we did see him going for the Vandal and the half shield. And trust me, he actually doesn't have to doubt that, because he's extremely good when it comes to using the assault rifle. So that's why he can actually take that risk, but still he makes that risk count. And that's actually on the bright side. So Exceeli is really off to a good start. We did see a pause from the side of Exceeli as Shufrix got disconnected, but he's going to be rejoining the game. And yeah, Exceeli being on a good start, I believe they're going to be held on to that, and the pause is going to come to an end, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be having the barriers coming up, and we're going to be heading into the 3rd round of the game. This is going to be the buy round from the side of GSC, but I just cannot say this is a bonus round from Exceeli, because I do see 3 assault rifles being brought from Exceeli. So I guess they're just trying their best to win the rounds out, and trust me, they are really confident when it comes to winning the rounds. They don't want their opponents to have any rounds at all. They want to make it flawless, they want to make it quick. And speaking of quickness, they are going to be going for the execution as the barriers are going to be lifted up. Shufrix is gonna toss in the recon ball, but it's not gonna get any information as it will get destroyed instantly. Elias is gonna get paranoid, but he will throw the outburst in order to deny the push. Aesop is gonna find an entry on Fancy 9, but you know, Kalashnikov, you didn't mention the refrags, so the refrags are gonna be in favor of Exceeli, as they will also find 3 more kills in their favor. And Savage is gonna be tagged slightly by the storm grenades, considering the kills are being low on HP. And what is that, ladies and gentlemen? He is undoubtedly a geometry professor, and he will connect the shock dart more so precisely, which will deny the plan. But Savage does have the wrong information, as so he will go for the rotation onto A. So I guess he's just trying to gather information here, but I really don't see any purpose of pushing here. So I guess GSC is actually opting to go for a save instead. So yeah, this is actually gonna be a save, because I'm not even seeing them trying to push A. And yeah, that is something they are just gonna be playing it safe, because they want to keep the weapons. This is, you know, the Phantoms are really not that expensive, but still, when you are having a very broken economy, you may not be able to afford that. So going for the save. That's a very bright choice. So they will live to fight another day. Exceeli looks like they know what's exactly happening. So they're actually gonna do some shopping here from the dead bodies. They're actually gonna choose some skins and they're gonna make their way out of the position. And the spike is gonna explode into pieces, giving away the round in favor of Exceeli. A very good execution once again from the side of Exceeli. GSC will be able to save the guns, but they will have to make those guns count on the upcoming rounds.
Well, on the other side, we're seeing like handsome economy on the side of GSH, Exceeli Esports.
Exceeli.
Exceeli Esports having that handsome amount of weaponries on their hands, utilities, and we're also seeing Mock on the Empress being ready and anytime deploying. On the other side, we're seeing GSCHH on 2 rifles, 1 Sheriff, 2 Classics. So basically, they'll be playing really, holding. They'll be really holding off. And we're also seeing Nico.
Oh no!
What was that? What was that?
That was a wallbang, Kalashnikov.
What was that? What a pre-fire. What is that magical thing? Fancy, you monster. What did you just do? What?
He did get tagged. He did get tagged.
Fancy, Fancy is so calm. Look at that calmness coming out on the side of Exceeli. He's going for the fly. And we saw as
Last player
the
standing.
Empress got out, Aesop really ready, waiting for the frag. And he doesn't! Shufrix finishes off, 1 tapping. Aesop with the Vandal. No chance against that. Exceeli Esports obliterating GSCHH. Yes, now we might be seeing one-sided performance still yet. Is GSC gonna really make it up to that? Can they really, come back to the line where they're supposed to be? Because right now what we're seeing here is both of the team has gone for the buy, yes, but they're really broke. If they lose this round, they're gonna have to go for double ecos on the next 2 rounds, which is gonna be really, really dangerous for coming back and letting Exceeli take more rounds.
Absolutely. They are going for the operator buy here, but they will have to make it successful because so far the economical downturn is really, really gonna be a choke point for GS to say the least. And looks like this is actually gonna continue because I see Uka is gonna be a complete bloodbath, Kalashnikov, because we see 2 of the defenders of A are just gonna die like flies, and that is really, really unfortunate. Zolo is gonna spot out the Cypher wide.
Like every shot was through the wall.
Yeah.
Exceeli has it on their nerves what they're doing right now, which is
Well, Exceeli has certainly learned the lineup, Kalashnikov, because they are actually impressive when it comes to going for the wallbang. Because look at that, Savage is actually challenged by a wallbang from the KJ back there. But even after that, GSC is really having a hard time recovering from that. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't see this round going in favor of GSC at all, considering the remaining players having so low HP. I believe they can actually try to save the operator of the jet, but I don't think they're gonna be doing that either.
Standing.
And there you go, Nico was actually standing on the defender spawn, and he is gonna be punished. Savage is still trying to muffle his location, but I don't think he's gonna be finding success here because all the players are on the loot. They're hunting him down, and there you go. Fancy is gonna be a player who will be coming first, and he will eliminate him. And that is gonna be a flawless on the side of Exceeli. And by the way, I did want to mention something I actually forgot to mention, that some people may ask, why is Fancy9 playing the Raze? Or should I say, why is Exceeli not opting to put any Jet here? Well, Jet is obviously a very strong duelist, but this is Bind, ladies and gentlemen, and there in Bind, there is so many, pockets or clusters that you can actually trap an enemy, and you can actually have an advantage of a mole or an explosive. So Raze, Brimstone, and at times Phoenix can be very strong on this map. So Fancy9 is actually going for the either way. They're really off to a good start, as I mentioned, 5-0 in favor of Exceeli.
Okay.
Well, about the last round, I've never seen such a round where 3 of the players just got obliterated by wallbang. That was the most highlighting part of the last round. That's what Exceeli's experience, Exceeli's, what you call it? Oh!
My God!
Obliterating GSC! What's that? GSC isn't gonna stand even for a second inside side. They just got inside and one-tap everyone. What is this blood bag? Disgusting!
One enemy remaining.
Nico gets 1 frag off the board, and that's it. Mizel finishes off Nico. Nico tried his best, but this is it is so disgusting. Like, how disgusting this can really be. Like, entering into the side and just 3 of them got killed on a crossfire, just like that. Like it was like a, you know, what do you call it? The split second, just gone. Carry on, Chris. I have nothing to
I
say.
can understand the adrenaline rush, Kalashnikov. Trust me, because it feels like it was a storm which just came in and it did not come back again. And we're actually having the aftermath of the storm, if I may say. So I can understand where you're having the confusions. Not gonna lie, but either way, you know, Exceeli is for a very long time. We know Exceeli is a very aggressive team, and they have been like this since day one. And yeah, as they are trying to do so, I'm really not gonna be surprised. Oh no! I saw that, and we all did. Fancy9 is gonna shut down the player without even trying, and there you go. Savage will try to walk through the smoke, and he will find a kill onto. Actually, Mog is gonna be walking through the smoke as he was trying to be way too hungry. Attacker Killja will detain a player. That is gonna be a problem for the attackers. Or for the defenders to work with, but looks like GSC is also trying their best to make some progress here, as GSC will pick up 2 kills, but Shufrix is going to be on his own double. Now it's going to be a 2v2 situation, make it a 1v1 or make it a 1v0. We're going to be seeing a retake being successful from the side of GSC, even though we just could not keep up with the action, but still GSC was able to get the kills very successfully. They did deny the push and they went for the retake. A very successful one to say the least, but GSC, well, as I was saying, they know Exceeli is very, very aggressive, and now if GSC is not playing counter-aggressive, this is not going to happen for them, and I believe before I could have stated that they read my mind through telepathy, and they did win run around, but this is not going to be enough, because Exceeli, once they understand you're actually trying, or you're actually finding success reading their strategies, trust me, they are going to change that. So let's see if we are going to be seeing any strategies. We did see Fancy knocking up on the boom ball, well, making some beats, I think, but let's see how this round's going to be going in. This is the 8th round of the game.
Well, I think what I see is like Exceeli being really, really aggressive and making that happen every time, and thinking that this time might be something different, and whenever, you know, strategies change, cards flip, we see changes coming by, and they change. Whenever they need to be aggressive, they're aggressive. Whenever they need to be defensive, they are defensive. That's what's making them entry the side and getting the clan down without anyone. Elias on the first kill, and that's a first one there over there, and we did not see any kind of damage, but there was a really good shot there coming off. We're seeing Mark wiping out Aesop, and still holding off. Mark on the second gun. Now then, Shufrix finishing off Sasuke on Mizzle. 1 versus 2 situation. Mark. Everyone brush fires on Sasuke, and that was a, what do you call it? Just finishing off Sasuke. I can just tell that right now.
That was yet another bloodbath. Yeah, Kalashnikov.
Yeah, bloodbath. Like, disgusting. Trust me, Crystal, it's disgusting to watch.
Absolutely, and Mog, considering he was on his Empress, well, he did a lot of job back there. Well, on the previous round, we did see a lot of utilities. Actually, or should I say, for the last 2 rounds, we did see a lot of utilities being thrown in by both the attackers and the defenders. Because I did see a lockdown, I saw a, you know, Raise ultimate, a Raise ultimate. We did see a Empress, we did see a Hunter's Fury, and it goes on. So, and speaking of ultimates, we do see the Jet on the Bladestorm now. So, I guess he is doing so because they are on an eco round here. So, GSC is trying to be a smoke criminal. At least Sasuke is trying to be a smoke criminal here. And I believe he's going to find success. But for now, the aggression is just favoring Exceeli on multiple occasions. Oh, no. This time's not going to work. My boy Savage is going to fall in the hands of Fancy9. Well, we have to, in case you guys have forgotten, the master of that shotgun is playing on under the banner of Exceeli. And trust me, we can't even keep up with the action. Mog is gonna show some disrespect to his former teammates. Well, that is some, you know, friendly dances, if I love to call it. So, in 8 rounds in favor of Exceeli, they are really not looking forward to stop. That's for sure. But GSC, they're really having a hard time in comprehensive performance of Exceeli. I guess they're gonna be able to hold on to that, but this is really gonna be hard for GSC to bring it back. 8-1, as I mentioned.
And speaking of hard, it's not hard, it's next to impossible right now, because what we're seeing here, Exceeli isn't ready to stop yet, and that is making Exceeli really, really, you know, inconsistent on stopping, and making GSCHH really inconsistent right now. And we're seeing performance drop coming out of on every angle as possible. And we're seeing Exceeli on the angle and trapwire being triggered. We're not still seeing any kind of frags coming off, but we're seeing one frag off the board on Exceeli. And Shoefish takes out, Mark takes out Zolo. What? Cannot just stop counting right now. Exceeli being, it's 1:3. You take one, you get down 3. That's what Exceeli is planning. Anyways, nice one tap and nice burst coming out on the side of Elias, taking off Solo crazy on the point. 3v2 situation. We are seeing Plant pushing off, coming off. And Sasuke still pushing it. Sasuke got eyed. Oh, that was sad for Sasuke. Got triggered, got surrounded, and we are seeing nice headshot coming out of the side of Elias. Will Elias make it happen? It does. On the third frag, will he take the quad kill and finish off the round? Let's see. Elon board got triggered. Elias knows what's happening. Elias is ready for it. Elias, it's all that gonna make history for, not history, close to history for him. We are seeing Elias giving up his position, trying to pre-fire. He is oblivious that right now he's in Newhall, waiting for him in an angle that you'll never expect. And that's that. He will not react on that missile on a final frag over, winning the round. And nice try, but couldn't manage to finish off because it's not easy, because Exceeli will do the unexpected always, and that's what their game really is. And we are seeing judge buys on the side of GSCHH. Let's see what happens next.
Well, GSC is actually a good team when it comes to playing the judge, but I really want to give the kudos to Elias back there, because he did find a 3k back there. Almost a 4k, almost a 1v4, but unfortunately that Dream will have to wait. As the Killjoy played it smart, he just got off guard, but yes, he did get the kills he was looking for. So nice try by him, but it just did not work out. Sasuke is gonna be way too aggressive on this round around. Considering that they can be aggressive because they are just trying to get their economy back up, but I don't think they're gonna be able to find much success here, because Mob is still on. Oh my god, what is that shot, ladies and gentlemen? He's gonna go through the smoke and he will find like a pants, and he's also gonna add up. And looks like
One enemy
he's
remaining.
gonna be completely under Exceeli's control, and yes, they will continue to do so. Nico is gonna find one. He's gonna find a second, but not the third. Fence is gonna shut him down, and there you go. There is a friendly dance once again, or the friendship dance once
Last
again.
round
As
in
we
the half.
see Exceeli cracking the double digits within the half time. 11-1. We're seeing binary numbers on the scoreboard, and I'm pretty sure it is gonna be binary numbers once again. Let's see if GSC can make it happen. They did win one round, but I guess that one round was just a dent to the momentum of Exceeli. Nothing else. Exceeli will be able to pick themselves right back up, and they are really steamrolling over GSC, as we can see. So that is going to be the last round for the swap. So back to you, Kalas.
Well, what I think is this is gonna be binary and a hexadecimal fight, where hexadecimal is gonna win and the binary is gonna stop. And we're seeing comprehensive pushes coming off. Sasuke overwhelming. He's really underpowered against something like a Spectre holding off the angle, giving up his position, and we're seeing pushes coming off, and we are seeing the rocket fuse coming off. I don't think he did push any rocket. A nice grenade right there, does a bit of damage. Coming off, and oh no! Nico getting 2 frags off the board. Will he get a third? Oh no! Nico and Elias trying to frag off, and we might be seeing the last one off the board. And GSCHH did win the last round before the switch, making this
Switching sides.
the 2-10. But I think they really need to, focus more on their gunfights, on their 1v1s, rather than, focusing on trying to hold off. Because I don't think small utilities is going to stop Exceeli, because Exceeli is going to push it together and kill one, die one, and kill two, something like that. It's like a 1:3 take back, and they're always good at that kind of refrags coming off, which is making Exceeli
Here.
the the bloodbath finder. I don't know what to say. It's just something like a slaughterhouse or anything. They're just slaughtering everyone they're seeing. So back to you, Cresto.
You want to say the new king of Call of Duty, basically. Well, that is one reference, but yeah, I can agree to that, because Exceeli is picking off the teams one by one, and they're also isolating the players just like that because their team coordination is just that strong. And look at that, they're actually showing some aggression onto it, but look at that, they're actually gonna miss each other, and this is actually gonna be a BA execution. BO3 is gonna find an entry, and he's not gonna stop there. He's gonna keep finding the entries, and there you have it. Suddenly, we're gonna see it's a 1v4 for the Lonely Jet here. Elias will have to survive this so buffers, and then we'll have to worry about the remaining players, and Mog tries to go for the knife, but he will not find success, and that is really gonna be a problem for Team GSC because the split was 10-2 Kalashnikov, and 10-2 in any means necessary. This is a balanced split. I mean, I can't even say it was a balanced one. I mean, even if I say that, it's gonna be me being a devil's advocate, but trust me, it's not. And on top of that, in order to put the salt on the wound, we did see Exceeli winning the second plus round. That is going to be extremely hard for GSC to recover from, because 2 more rounds off the board, we're going to be seeing Exceeli taking the map from the crutches of GSC. Well, trust me, speaking of crutches, we do see the map already under the crutches of Exceeli, and looks like they're going to be continuing to make it happen because we see Exceeli taking the entry. Monk is going to be following up. There's a grenade being thrown in, and that is such a bloodbath. 1 second. We do see a scout being brought to the side of Mog. Or she said that was actually a Marshall. And yeah, the name is Marshall. And there's a Satchel being tossed in from the side of Raze. And suddenly, we're going to be seeing Savage all by himself. He will try to go for the no-scope. He will find 1 no-scope, a second no-scope. Can he find the third? No, he does not. He will take the shot, but unfortunately, he was moving. As the accuracy is not going to be on point, he's going to be taken out by missile, and that is going to be match point for Exceeli Esports. Considering this, the previous rounds, or should I say after the halftime, GSC did not have too much economy to work with. They're not even... Actually, you can see that, ladies and gentlemen, they cannot even afford the assault rifles. And as they cannot, they're actually up against assault rifles, 5 of them. This is really not looking good for GSC Headhunters. So I'm gonna call this map pretty much over for GSC, but still, I will keep my hopes up. But if I keep my hopes up, I will actually opt to go for the second map, which is gonna be SM selected by GSC.
Anyways, right now we're going to the first round of the World Fantasy featuring Elliot, and we're still seeing Fresh coming off. We're seeing a Marshall matches coming off on every round, and Nico with double kill, but end of the round, end of the map, easy as that. Exceeli finishes off, rips off, actually, I'm gonna say ripping off GSCHH, destroying disgustingly everyone they just saw. Really sad, but one-sided kind of match coming off on the side of Exceeli versus GSCHH. I'm just seeing, feeling. It's like the same thing we saw yesterday between AG Calyx and GSC, where GSCHH literally bounced off everyone of AG Calyx, and now we're seeing similar but worst case scenario on the side of Exceeli versus GSCHH. Exceeli obliterating GSCHH on the map of Bind.
Well, speaking of the match between AG Esports, Calyx, and GSC, well, we did see AG at least fought back. At least they did have the chances to fight back. But Exceeli, they're not going to give any chances to GSC Headhunters. They're just here to feast on the players. And look at that. They're actually doing so. Because look at the scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen. Every single player of Exceeli is going to crack the double digits when it comes to their kills. And their deaths, I'm gonna call those deaths really negligible, because trust me, Zolo Crazy is actually on the 6th position, depending on the combat score. But trust me, he could have been on the 5th position, and ASAP could have been on the 6th position, because trust me, the KD says it all. So it was a very one-sided map, to say the least. Exceeli is really dominating it, and Mog joining them is really boosting their performance a lot. But I think they had more strategies around, because Bind was selected by them. So I believe this is not something GSC is going to be sad about, because they have also selected a map, which is Asan. So speaking of Asan, we're going to be taking a break, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be back with Asan. Let's see how GSC plays on their home ground, because trust me, Exceeli is really looking forward to find some action, and we hope GSC is going to give them one. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back after a short while.
Every young gamer wants to become an esports professional. We make it happen. You just keep on winning.
স্বাগতম। বাংলাদেশের জন্য ESPL Valorant PowerUp সিরিজ ফরম্যাটে আপনাকে জানাই স্বাগতম। এই সিরিজটি রায়ট গেমস দক্ষিণ এশিয়া সমর্থিত একটি উদ্যোগ, যা বাংলাদেশের ভেতরে অপেশাদার গেমারদের প্রতিভা বজায় রাখতে এবং বৃদ্ধি করতে সহায়তা করবে। এর সুবিধার্থে পাওয়ার আপ সিরিজটিতে প্রতি মাসে 2টি প্রাইজ পুল সহ 2টি টুর্নামেন্ট থাকবে। প্রতিটি মাস শুরু হবে একটি বাছাই পর্বের সাথে, যেখানে সবগুলি দল সিঙ্গল এলিমিনেশন ফরম্যাটে প্রতিযোগিতা করবে শীর্ষ 8টি দল পর্যন্ত, এবং এই 8টি দল অ্যামেচার কাপে উত্তীর্ণ হবে। এই 8টি দল ডাবল এলিমিনেশনে লড়াই করবে এবং বিজয়ী শীর্ষস্থানীয় 3টি দল আমন্ত্রিত হবে ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে প্রতিযোগিতা করবে শীর্ষস্থানীয় 3টি দল এবং আমন্ত্রিত 3টি দল। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপের সময় অপেশাদার কাপ এবং ইনভিটেশনাল কাপের শীর্ষ 2টি দল উচ্চ ব্র্যাকেটে খেলবে এবং তৃতীয় স্থানের দলগুলি একই পর্বের নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটে খেলবে। প্রথম রাউন্ডের প্রতিটি ম্যাচ হবে সিঙ্গল এলিমিনেশন ফরম্যাটে। উচ্চ ব্র্যাকেটের 2টি বিজয়ী দল তারপর ডাবল এলিমিনেশন পর্যায়ে এগিয়ে যাবে। ডাবল এলিমিনেশন পর্বে হেরে যাওয়া দলটি তখন নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটের দলের বিপক্ষে প্রতিদ্বন্দ্বিতা করবে। এই পর্যায়ে নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটের যে দলটি হারবে তাদেরকে তৃতীয় স্থান হিসেবে শিরোনাম দেওয়া। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে অংশ নেওয়া সমস্ত 6টি দল পরের মাসের অপেশাদার কাপে আবার প্রতিযোগিতা করে বেরিয়ে আসতে হবে, যার উদ্দেশ্য নতুন এবং উন্নত দলগুলিকে অপেশাদার কাপে প্রতিযোগিতার সুযোগ দেওয়া। এর দ্বারা ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে আরও অভিজ্ঞ দলের সাথে তাদের দক্ষতা পরীক্ষার চক্রটি পুনরাবৃত্তি করা হচ্ছে। আমরা অর্থাৎ ESPL কিভাবে বাংলাদেশের দলগুলি পাওয়ার আপ সিরিজে পারফর্ম করে তা দেখার অপেক্ষায় রয়েছি। আপনার স্কোয়াড প্রস্তুত করুন এবং সিরিজটি শুরু হওয়ার জন্য প্রস্তুত থাকুন। গুড লাক এজেন্টস।
Every young gamer wants to become an esports professional. We make it happen. You just keep on winning.
স্বাগতম। বাংলাদেশের জন্য ESPL Valorant PowerUp সিরিজ ফরম্যাটে আপনাকে জানাই স্বাগতম। এই সিরিজটি রায়ট গেমস দক্ষিণ এশিয়া সমর্থিত একটি উদ্যোগ, যা বাংলাদেশের ভেতরে অপেশাদার গেমারদের প্রতিভা বজায় রাখতে এবং বৃদ্ধি করতে সহায়তা করবে। এর সুবিধার্থে পাওয়ার আপ সিরিজটিতে প্রতি মাসে 2টি প্রাইজ পুল সহ 2টি টুর্নামেন্ট থাকবে। প্রতিটি মাস শুরু হবে একটি বাছাই পর্বের সাথে, যেখানে সবগুলি দল সিঙ্গল এলিমিনেশন ফরম্যাটে প্রতিযোগিতা করবে শীর্ষ 8টি দল পর্যন্ত, এবং এই 8টি দল অ্যামেচার কাপে উত্তীর্ণ হবে। এই 8টি দল ডাবল এলিমিনেশনে লড়াই করবে এবং বিজয়ী শীর্ষস্থানীয় 3টি দল আমন্ত্রিত হবে ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে প্রতিযোগিতা করবে শীর্ষস্থানীয় 3টি দল এবং আমন্ত্রিত 3টি দল।
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the break is going to come to an end, and we're going to be heading into the second map of the day, selected by GSC Headhunters. And this actually does not need any introduction, that Exceeli is going to be attacking on their early rounds. Well, this is something we've seen for a very long time, but there's something I do want to mention that is on the third map. In case we go to that is, we're going to be seeing GSC on attack first, but let's see if it's going to be happening or not, because it's a very rare scenario that we see a third map being played. But whether we're going to be going in a third map or not is going to be decided on the second map, and Asen is going to be seeing the action here. Let's get right into it.
Well, on the picks, we're seeing again similar picks coming off Aesop with Reina, Nico with the Cypher, Sasuke with the Omens, Elias with the Jet. We're seeing Savage with the Professor. I'm sorry, I mean, actually Mark with the Reina,
period.
with the Omen, Shufix with Sova, Fancy 9 with KJ. Not seeing Mizzle picking up. Is this me or it's the game?
I guess
Okay,
Mizzle is going to be going for Jet here, because,
Yeah,
you know, we don't need a raise here. Instead, on a map of Essence, Sova and Jet compositions can be very, very effective. Because, you know, on Ascent, you have a lot of angles to go for the information. So Sova is undoubtedly the strongest character, in my opinion at least, strongest agent in Ascent. So that's why Sova is a must pick. And in order to collab with a Sova, you want an aggressive agent to, you know, work on the information. As Sova says that, you know, coordinate with my informations. Don't let the enemy react. I mean, I forgot the dialogue, and I know this is not really present. Me trying to mimic Sova, but I mean, I wasn't even trying. But still, you need a jet, if I may say, because you want someone to be aggressive. You want someone to be fast. So that's why we are actually seeing that Sufrix, or should I say, not Sufrix actually, Missile is opting to go for the Sage. Sorry, excuse me, there's actually Jet, and Fancy 9 is gonna be going for the Killjoy. Well, this is something I wanna mention at the same time, that Fancy 9 is not going for the Cypher here. He is opting to go for the Killjoy because of the damages and the severe information Fancy 9 can bring onto the board. Even though Killjoy comes with one little downside, that is you have to be in a range in order to keep your toys alive. So I guess Exceeli is going to be able to work with that. And, you know, from the side of GS, this is really an identical lineup, as you mentioned. So I guess they're going to be opt to work with that a bit more effectively, even though when we were actually having a break, we did mention that Elias is also a very good jet player, but he can also swap the roles with Aesop, because Aesop is competitively a more scarier jet player. But still, this is a composition which can be worked. So we are still on the pistol round, as we are not seeing any bullets being targeted or any triggers being pulled, but looks like it is actually gonna be a case which I mean, as I mentioned, it's actually gonna be happening, because Missile will get the first entry onto his own twin sister. Aesop is gonna be holding on to the heaven here as the fight
Spike
goes down
planted.
successfully. There's 3 players hiding inside of hell, so Exceeli is really working with cover here. And what was that, ladies and gentlemen? We did see Savage going for a shotgun, and it will eliminate a player below heaven, or hell, if I may say. Mog is gonna find a lot of targets to shoot at, but he's not gonna find any of the kills. One more player is hiding inside of hell, but suddenly the tables have turned. Look at the kills from the side of GSC. They are literally obliterating Team Exceeli on the pistol. Solo Crazy is gonna up for a 1v4, but he is not gonna take the entry in time, and he will be taken out by Aesop. And there you have it. GSC is gonna start out very strongly and in a very dominating fashion in the very first round. That is something Exceeli was not expecting. GSC will put the Exceeli on our eco round here, but wow, I must admit, after the 5-minute break, I think ASCA was able to bring their heads together, and now they are really gonna show Exceeli a surprise of their life.
Well, I expect that, you know, maybe. Yeah, exactly, maybe. Because, like, we have seen GSC and Exceeli fight before. We also saw similar, you know, what do you call it? The performance outburst coming out from the side of GSC HH being really effective sometimes. But right now, it's really hard to say what's gonna happen. The one tap on Savage, Solo Crazy with Nico, and Sasuke with a judgment coming up, and we're seeing smoke being deployed. He has a paranoia helping him out. He gets a really good strike off the board and takes it out. Fancy 9 on the point. Really low though, Fancy. Really 9 HP.
Spike planted.
We're seeing plan going on.
One enemy remaining.
And oh, Aesop with a run and gun. Really nice shot over there, and he will get a peek. Misses the shot. 2v1 situation. We're seeing judgments coming off and finishing off Exceeli Esports on the loose. Really good round coming off. I won't say this is obliteration, but there's really nice retakes, and we saw 2 successful retakes coming on the side of GSC HH. Really good one and successful one, getting them 2 rounds off the board. Really quick 2 rounds on a start. And I think right now they might be having something up on their mind, trying to change what's gonna be played, what's gonna be happening right now. And on this map of Asin, where we are seeing full buy on the side of Exceeli Esports. I don't think Exceeli is gonna sit this time. I don't think there's gonna be, you know, nothing's gonna happen. Because right now what I see is Vandals and Phantoms on the side of Exceeli. I think bodies are gonna be dropping anytime soon.
Let's see if the bodies drop or not. Exceeli is really going for a very aggressive push onto mid. And as you know, Kalashnikov, Essen is a map where you need mid control pretty much all time, every time. So I guess from GSC, they're actually trying to deny that, because we see so many smokes coming in. Undoubtedly, this is not a snow smoking zone. And we're going to be seeing Missile getting the entry onto Savage. So the denial is not going to be coming in from the side of the Sova, at least for the informations. But Exceeli is solely relying on the kills here. I think they just may get away with that. But GSC, they will have to make it a bit more calm as well. Aesop is actually holding on with a shotgun here. He will opt to go for the smoke tunnel strategy. Oh no, 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 no. That is something Mog did not want to see. And that is actually Mog getting a taste of his own medicine. But Aesop is gonna be shut down by Mod. A nice try by the defenders, but even after that, the spike is going to be delivered inside of the objective, and the plan is going
Spike
down as we
planted.
speak. So this is going to be slightly hard for GSC to handle. So I guess they will be able to opt to that because they will find 2 kills and they will also recover the expensive weapons
No
from their
charges left.
opponents. And now that is going to be a problem for Team Exceeli to work with, as Elias is going to make some noise dropping the weapon. But considering the Jet has low HP from Exceeli, this can be doable from the side of GSC.
Last
And there you
player
go.
standing.
Missile is going to pick up a kill onto GSC. Or should I say Sasuke, and Julas is gonna fall on the hands of Fancy. And there is something I wanna mention from the side of GSC on this round, because, or should I say on the previous round as well, because the last round Team GSC won. I did see how aggressive the Reina, or should I say Aesop was, and trust me, his aggression is marvelous. But I just cannot say the same for Elias. And I mean, Elias is really a good fragger, if I may say. So if he opts to go for the Reina pick while Aesop sticks with his usual Jet pick, I think the composition is gonna be a bit more flexible. But either way, we're gonna be having a technical timeout from the side of GSC Headhunters, and I think he's actually disconnected or something. And let's see how it is gonna be. We do see an operator in the hands of Elias. Nico is not having too much creds. I guess he's gonna be dropped or something. Or did he buy a weapon on the eco round? That's actually gonna be a big question mark. But I don't know. He's actually going for the SMG here. So if as that SMG is on the board from Nico, I believe the economy management has gone wrong inside of DSC Headhunters. What's gonna be your thoughts on that?
Well, they might return it or not. It doesn't matter. But well, I'm just saying one thing about GSC HH is that yeah, they have formidable fraggers. They have really good fraggers out there trying to take the frag. But what is actually really having a difference between them and Exceeli Esports is that refrags, the coordination, the angle holding, like everyone holds one angle at a time, which is making GSC win or loss matches. Peeking at the wrong timing and trying to re-peak an angle which is not expected, that's that. And being really slow at peaking angles and their gunfights coming off. It's that's where GSC HS is really lagging right now, what I see on my own eyes. And speaking of that, GSC trying to, pre-fire angles where they expect them to be the most, using their brains every time and using IQ and being able to, find that amount of aggression coming off. And, that kind of experience you really need to play a competitive game like Valorant here. And, understanding all of the maps in a very short time, understanding them, making strats, making counter strats, understanding the situation, making situation play in your brain and then working against it. It's not an easy task. It's not so easy, making it really hard for any team to perform against that. Anyways, we might be seeing a split coming on the other side. We're seeing attacking Killjoy on the loose. We're seeing pushes coming off. And we're still seeing Elias holding this angle.
I
He's
love
not leaving
his
it.
patience, buddy. I love his
Exactly, hard scoping on an angle like that. Anyways, I don't think it's gonna help them. 0 enemies detained. We're seeing attackers taking on the side. Exceeli on the push. Exceeli does some damage but takes some paranoia. We're seeing Mock on the rotation. Elias getting the first frag. Stop another 3v2 situation. Defenders on the roof and on the run right now, and we are seeing getting tracked. Sasuke and Elias in a very, very sad situation right now, and that's it. Misses the shot. Elias is gonna make a run for it. I don't think he is gonna. He is trying to make one, but Fancy classics him down, wins him down, but doesn't take the operator. Did he take the operator? No, he didn't.
He did not.
So they're
actually did
solely, yeah, exactly. They're solely fighting with the rifles. They don't need an operator to challenge someone. Their aim is so crisp. Their gunfights, their pre-fire, their crosshair placement, undoubtedly the best, making them really not effective against anyone with an operator or without an operator. I don't think anything is gonna be really effective against Exceeli Esports right now on this point of the round.
Well, effective or not, they will have to make it effective either way. Because you did mention that GSC is actually having a lack of experience, and this is something they will obviously gain with time because they do have a new guest in the team.
Go!
But I guess the guest is
Spike
actually
down
not able
A.
to do much because we see Exceeli being the aggressive guest inside of A, and they will take control with a very aggressive rush coming in, and they will go for the plan with only 2 players alive on the defensive side. Missile has already confirmed the position or the control onto Heaven, and now that is going to be very, very hard for GSC to go for the retake. But I guess Nico is going to have to say something about that, and he will get a kill on Misa, but still, they have the man advance. Considering they have man weapon as well, this is really going to be hard for Team GSC to go for a retake. And Savage is still alive with 26 HP and a frenzy to work with, but I think Exceeli knows exactly what's up. And the spike already has gone to a point of no return, presumably, because I see it beeping constantly. So I guess Savage can just accept his fate to the spike instead of giving the kiss to his opponent. But I think he's going to be hunted down by Zolo. And there you have it. Exceeli is going to be on the top, and they will gain their leadership of the first for the first time in the map. And 3-2 being the scoreline, I think Exceeli can really make a play here. I'm also going to be very hopeful for the side of Team GSC as they won 2 rounds, but it looks like when it comes to the buy rounds, they're actually struggling against Exceeli. And speaking of buy rounds, they're going for another buy round with another operator. I really hope this one is going to be a counter.
Do what you gotta do, Reina.
Ace trying to still fight with an operator. Instead of that, he could have, chosen a Vandal and gone, all around pushes coming off. Missing all the shots, I don't think he's having a really good day with something like an operator right now, making him really vulnerable on the time where Jet needs to be really aggressive. Jets needs to be really effective on the angles. I think Elias is underperforming on that point. Why would you do that, Fancy? We are seeing a frags coming out. What a refragging coming off. And what was the timing? Why is Exceeli missing up timing right now? And we are seeing on the Nico on the loose. And now we are seeing once again the last guy with an operator, Elias, being hunted. Hunter being hunted right now. And with an operator on his hand, being no effective. I mean, for a Jet like that, it's really sad for GSCHH because after all of this, after all he had, after all, he spent on an operator, I mean, in order to buy an operator, you have to be really effective with the operator. If you just buy an operator and being ineffective with it, not getting at least a frag or 2 frags off the board, I don't think buying an operator will give you any, existing, facilities. What you should really do is either use a Vandal, hold off tight angles and try to one-tap your enemies, or take a Phantom, get inside, spray paint anyone. But right now, if you basically use an operator again and again, losing all of the shots, missing all of the shots, and then again holding angles, trying to compare between enemies who are relentlessly really awesome at something like a rifle, I don't think this is gonna be really anything effective. Instead, it's gonna be harmful for your team, harmful for everyone, for your economy, making it really not, really not good for your team on the point. And that's it. Misses the shot, but finally gets saved. And that's that. Coming off on the side of GSCHH on the lead. Exceeli on the lead right now. And we are still seeing same amount of tension rising on the side of GSCHH.
Well, as a Jet player, I really would have loved to see the Jet from GSC to be slightly more aggressive, but unfortunately that's really not the case, and that's actually a matter of experience, and that is something he will gain with time. But yeah, the operator, excuse me right there. The operator is actually a gun which actually needs speed, and trust me, as you have a very, snail-like speed when you are using the operator, so you need a speedy agent to work combined with it. And Jet is obviously the best combination available in the game for the time being. So I guess that is why Jet is actually going for the operator once again, and he will actually find success this time as he will get a kill onto his counterpart. But the attacker Killjoy is gonna do a lot as the attacker Killjoy will flush out the players from the objective. So this is actually gonna be for GSC's difficulty, but I think they can still make up to it. Nico is gonna find a one-tap onto Mog, but there's a 100-3 onto Savage, and that is gonna be a hard time for GSC. Headhunters. Silas is gonna pick up his double, and now he will have to find more here, and I guess he may find one, but that's really not gonna be the case because Fancinan's just gonna look away. And 1 second, we're gonna be seeing Elias making a run for it because that is a very expensive gun once again. But you know, you are trying to save the gun, but still, if you are not getting too much kills, he is still topping the scoreboard as we can see. But even after that, this is really going to be hard for GSC to come back because they're actually allowing their opponents to go for the buys and they are allowing them to take the rounds as well. Considering this is the fifth round in a row GSC lost, they're not going to be having any more lose bonuses. So this is the last chance they have and they will have to make it count. 2-5 in favor of Exceeli. GSC can still make it happen, but they will have to be a bit more, you know, coordinated and they will have to be on the same page of the book. Otherwise, this map is going to be pretty much done for them.
Well, same page of the book, as you mentioned, is gonna be really tough for GSC HH right now. Because I'm seeing this guy, you know, this Jet, Elias, always buying this operator and still being ineffective. That's what's making him. He's trying his best, but as I mentioned earlier, staying on the defensive side and trying operator every time and not being effective with it, it's not gonna help. And anyways, we're seeing Hunter Fury coming off and we're seeing Pulse coming out and Missile is still pushing. Missile! Entry finishing off Elias on the point. As I told you, being ineffective here with an operator isn't gonna help you anymore, so he's gonna make the loss. Nico! Hey, what was that?
One enemy remaining.
Ace up on another 1v2 situation. On a jumping classic, finishing a really quick round coming up on the side of GSCHH. Nico, and also we are seeing Aesop being the star of the round, being really good at the entry, finishing them off was really good, and we're seeing some bit of mistakes on a coordination mistake, refragging mistake coming out of the Exceeli, costing this round, and we're seeing 5 on the side of Exceeli, 3 on the side of JCHH, tension rising, matches becoming a bit more complicated.
Well, it is obviously a moment of tension, Kalashnikov, because so far GSC will win one more round on their board. 3-5 is not a very big split, if you ask me. But you know, if GSC can break the momentum of Exceeli, and I believe they have made it because they did get one round, they will obviously have an upper hand here. But it looks like Exceeli is just way too aggressive for them to handle. 10C9 is gonna get a kill onto Sasuke, and now that is gonna allow the players to get inside of the objective. Elias, however, is gonna find the control of the wine area, and he will get one kill. Aesop is gonna pick up a double, and now that is actually a good performance coming in from Aesop, but as he took the dismiss, he just did not survive for long because Exceeli is gonna be on a rampage. And as you mentioned, Kalashnikov, the ratio of Exceeli's refrag is 1:3. I think it was a very, very, you know, applicable term because we see Exceeli literally destroying everything they are finding in the pond of them. And GSC is really having a hard time, but 6-3 is a very okay score considering their performances and their economy and their experiences. But GSC is really gonna have to pick the pace up because if they don't, I really don't know when they're gonna be able to do so because the round count and the victory points are gonna be going in favor of Exceeli slowly but steadily, and GSC has to do something about it.
And of that, you know, understanding situation is that it's gonna be hard for Exceeli trying to, you know, make up for that. And we're seeing entry coming off on the side. We're still seeing, you know, the Jet player being really aggressive. Gonna Baki on the side with Shubu finishes up and misses the shot once again. Sadly, Elias couldn't make anything happen. We're seeing Mock on the angle pushes. We're seeing Sasuke taking one frag off the board. Mock with our disgusting shot there right there. And now we're also seeing some damage coming on. This is he just couldn't survive that. He was just fighting on his, you know, he was like fighting for his liberation. It seems like he just fought for his liberation with, you know, with SMGs versus tanks. You know, it felt like that for a second. And that's what's happened is finishing off the round once again, 7, and that's not a very balanced split coming off on the side. And Exceeli Esports being that confident, that obliterating still, making it harder and harder for GSC HH to just come back and make a formation or counter formation.
Well, they will have to get themselves under the same page once in a while, or should I say they will have to bring it back in order to win the round at least. So formation is obviously gonna be a very, very important part of the game for GSC for now. Well, Exceeli's formation does not have any complaints. At least I can complain about it. But GSC, they can really work with that. Well, Nico being a new player, he did do a lot, so I think they can still hold on to that. Aesop is gonna find the entry onto Misa, but the trade-offs are gonna be coming in from the side of Mok and Sasuke. He's gonna find one as well, but there you have it. The refrags are gonna be there. Mok is already on the Empress here, so that is really gonna be a problem for the side of GSC. Nico is holding onto the flank, and I think he's predicting the flanks coming in. He will miss some shots, and then the recoil of the Phantom was way much for him to handle in the long range. Zolo Crazy is gonna hear
One
it.
enemy remaining.
Savage, and he's gonna find a kill onto Savage, and that is all up to
Spike
Aesop.
planted.
And we know Reyna is actually an agent who can potentially make 1v5s happen, and she does have the Empress ready. But I really wonder if she's really gonna be putting the effort here, because they know that the players are from Exceeli, so it is really gonna be hard for him. But Aesop is still trying. He will give away his location while trying to destroy the Owl Drone, and Zolo Crazy is gonna be having the honor to pick him off. And that is how we're gonna be seeing Exceeli
Last
keeping the lead in
round
their
before the
favor,
switch.
and that is gonna be putting us to the last round before the swap. And there's one thing I wanna mention from GSC once again. On the previous eco round, they actually, or should it actually, if I may say, I guess it was Savage. Yeah, it was Savage who opted to go for the Bucky. Well, you know, Bucky was a strong weapon, but after the recent nerf, well, it's slightly more, you know, reliable. So I guess that is something he just did not. Well, he was not concerned about that. That's why he did fall. But in the end, as I mentioned, this is the last round before the swap. Let's see if this full buy round, or should I say a question mark buy round on the side of GSC can be a very, you know, outcoming.
Well, I'm seeing what you know. Like, I mean, GSAH is losing their ground one by one. Losing what they're gonna do next. They're losing off track of what they're gonna do next. And we're seeing Mizzle with operator buy. At last, we are seeing one operator buy on the side of Exceeli Esports, on the side of Mizzle, trying to opt up with a operator right there. And we're seeing pushes coming off on the side of Exceeli, and once again entry coming off. We're seeing one guy at the birdhouse get spotted. Did he spot? Wait. Yeah, he did. Yeah, and he did, and sadly does some damage, but couldn't manage to finish it off. And we are seeing Ghost coming off with his ultimate and trying to move. And I think already Exceeli predicted that and trying to make some difference on the board. We're seeing Fancy 9 and the push is coming off. Fancy 9 making some angle, and Exceeli finishes off GSCHH on the last round before the swap, and rounds gone and sides being switched, and Exceeli Esports on the defensive side. And let's focus on the player. What I'm seeing right now is on Exceeli's Zolo Crazy. Zolo Crazy being, you know, the controller. I mean, most of the times he always, you know, underperformed on most cases, but
I wouldn't say that actually. Zolo is actually used to be the main fragger for them, and he's an absolute monster. And even after playing the, you know, the controller, he's still doing great. But yeah, back to you, Kalashnikov.
No, actually, yeah. I'm saying underperforming in the fact that, I mean, according to fragging capabilities, but right now...
Well, Mok is there actually. Mok is there,
Yeah,
but Mok is actually going to be a person who's underperforming because he has only 7 kills with 9 deaths. But yeah.
Exactly, but what I'm seeing is not that. I'm saying is that it's Zolo Crazy, like, you know, that consistency coming back up on the situation like that, and like, you know, taking the most frags, taking the most you know, important angles of the board is what making Zolo Crazy really dangerous right now. And you know, on the other side, Mok being the new player on the side of Exceeli Esports, he might, you know, with a new team and a, you know, professional and so, you know, disciplined team like Exceeli Esports, he might, you know, have a time to cope up with that. But anyways, we're seeing JC Sasuke on both frags, but 2 refrags coming off at the same time. Mizzle on a second kill and having man disadvantage on the side of attackers. We're seeing a full rotation coming on the side of A. Exceeli Esports already calculated that, and they're still saying B, but they're also going for the rotation right now. Calls being caught up, and this is a plan coming off. We might be seeing, and we are seeing pushes coming off, and Zolo Crazy finishing off the round really, really quick. Only the plan goes down. It's really sad coming off on the side of GSCHH, finishing off the round and hitting the double digits and making it harder and harder and impossible for GSCHH. Harder. And what can I say? It's only about a matter of time, well, Exceeli, wins back this map. But still, we're gonna put our hopes up. Let's see what GSCHH has there on the sleeve. Either they're gonna make it up to home, or they're gonna finish this and go to the third map.
Well, going to the third map is really going to be a big question mark, Kalashnikov, because the current split, I really don't see this going in favor of GSC. Whether the situation is good or bad, because Exceeli, they're really feeling the confidence. They're actually reading GSC like an open book, and I guess they will continue to do so, because we do see a lot of utilities being tossed in by GSC. But in the end, Fansinan is going to be the entry, but there's a refrag coming in from the side of GSC. But GSC is going to be able to keep the manpower alive here. But are they really going to be able to find success here? I really doubt that. It looks like they are really going to be having a hard time doing so. But either way, we do see GSC actually able to capitalize on the manpower control. But I guess it's actually collapsing one by one. Shufrix is going to pick off the first player. And now, considering Shufrix is a very good player when it comes to clutch situations, I'm just going to call it out. This is doable for Shufrix. And Shufrix is going to have the information onto his twin brother. Savage is going to know his location. But now, Shufrix is not an exception either. There is the recon boost coming in. And considering Nico has low HP, I don't know what's going to happen. Savage, don't peek! Don't peek! In the end, it does not matter. He will just go for the peek and he will find the kill with the Stinger. Doesn't matter if his opponent had a Spectre or not, he will win another round for the hands of GSC. A very well execution once again from the side of them. But I believe that round once again was a dent to the momentum for GSC Headhunters. They will have to keep it up if they really want to bring it to overtime, and in order to take the lead, that is. And as Kalashnikov mentioned, we really want to see a third map, but that is really undoubted. That's really doubted, because this is actually something I want to say happens in a blue moon, that Exceeli is pushed through a third map. But either way, Exceeli is on a eco round.
What we're seeing is right now in the last map. In the last map, we saw in last situations we saw that Exceeli. Wait a minute, Mark. What did you just do? Mark just got hold of an Vandal. He just panicked, couldn't get any kills as well, because does go for doubles here. Really good ecos coming off, and we're seeing Sasuke pushing off. Sasuke getting maybe third, but no. Wait a minute. Is this gonna be a successful eco? Because we're seeing difference on this side. We're seeing Mizzle with an ultimate, and we're seeing Elias with a phantom. And
also low on HP.
Exactly. That's what's making sense right now. That's what's making something we.
Oh no.
They didn't see each other?
I think Elias did. We're going on.
Why didn't she react? Oh!
That is unfortunate for Team GSC.
Really unfortunate. Really, that eco. I mean, they did not even buy proper pistols. Not even proper, and all that arsenal, all that investment just went to vain. The side of GSCHH losing this eco round. It's so expensive. It's like, you have provided a fine for not taking your driving license and driving your car. It's something like that. Making it sense like that. Back to you, Chris.
Well, that is actually something I couldn't have said better myself, Kalashnikov, and yeah, that is there. But aside that, we do see GSC on another eco, but they will find an entry with the ultimate. He's gonna find one kill and a tag onto Zolo. That is inside. But do note, ladies and gentlemen, they have forgot the spike on the base, so I guess they're actually putting it there in order to recover it later. But I guess GSC is really gonna have a hard time, considering Fancy is gonna put the last pin on the coffin of Sasuke. And Exceeli, as they did win the previous eco round, they're actually giving GSC a run for their money, or should I say they're actually having an economical downturn. So this is actually going to be hard for Team GSC to work with, because now one more round off the board for Exceeli. This is really going to be a match point for Exceeli. So this is something you don't want to see. But either way, we do see Elias getting a kill with the ultimate. So ultimates are being really expensive, and they're really paying the players of GSC off. But still, the plan goes down. Mog is enough for the drop, and he's really hungry to get the kills. And Mog is really not caring about that. He's really not concerned about the collateral damage. And Mog, I think he knows exactly where the Sova can be. This is actually gonna be a fight of the century. And Unfortunately, Soba went for the shock on a very bad time, and Mog is going to be way too excited for the clutch he just did. And he's also on the Empress, and he's actually trying to do some pole dancing. I think he's trying to do some rockabye here. And as the spike is also going to give a notification, okay, I think you have celebrated enough, just defuse me already, then you can celebrate. And I think he will do just that. Mog is going to go for the diffuser, and that is going to be a match point for Exceeli Esports. And
Match point.
oh my, rockabye it is for Exceeli Esports.
Rockabye, baby, rockabye. I'm gonna rock you. That's what I think Exceeli is. Everyone is singing together on their comms. I'm pretty sure about that. And yeah, they rock it. They're rocking it, and it's the match point, and this is almost the day over. And now we're seeing, committable matches coming off, and GSCHH trying their best. Yeah, a bit of difference. 3 rounds. Yeah, just a 2 rounds difference out there on the second map. Really nice try, but that doesn't help it because Mark is getting the first strike off. Oh, Zolo! On a rampage, double kill. Really good coming
One
out.
enemy remaining.
And Mark finishes off another. Mark is shining at the really last. Wait a minute, did he just got paranoid by his teammate? Okay, that's nice one.
I think they are. Sasuke is actually up with a dream so far away. So unfortunately, Exceeli is not going to be dethroned. Their crown is still going to be theirs, but Sasuke is still going to be having a hope here. He's going to find one hope ball here. He will find one kill. Fancyman knows exactly where Sasuke is. So Fancyman can try to show aggression, and that is something he will be doing. And Sasuke is going to get tagged out by the recall ball. And I really don't see so much hope for Sasuke. He will pick up the ball,
win.
but Mock is there to pick him off. And there you have it. This is going to be the end of all the hopes GSC had. And Exceeli is gonna be the champions once again. Come on, it feels like yesterday, Kalashnikov.
Yeah, it really feels like yesterday. Like I'm not seeing, a minimum difference of that because right now what we're seeing here is, something different coming up and always like, the same kind of performance coming up from the Exceeli, the same amount of aggression, the same amount of, the skill coming out, and they're although they have a new player on the team, still they're communicating, still they're coordinating and taking that player, is lifting up their player, giving him discipline, and then holding off and then winning. It's not, something that you can do. Just look at that, like the amount of discipline the players of Exceeli Esports are having. Just look at that. Just think about it. The discipline they're holding, their characteristics, pushing inside, getting the refrags of the board, those angle holding, coordinations, understanding where enemies might be, enemies might peek. They're always, having that picture in their mind where enemies gonna pop up and they're gonna pop that mouse button and gonna pop their heads off. And that's what making them really formidable and really, uncompromising on any map, on any matches, on any teams till this date, and making them really hard and the best of the best in Bangladesh right now.
Absolutely. And that is going to be the end of the series, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Exceeli Esports for being the champions once again on Season 4 of ESPL Bangladesh Valorant Invitationals. For GSC, better luck next time, and I really hope that they're going to be back with the war. And we're going to be catching up with you on the next ESPL season, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. We know you're going to be missing us, but still, actually, honestly speaking, we're going to be missing you as well. But so stay tuned till the next season. We're going to be seeing you after some time. So take care. Stay home. This is Krishnan Kalashnikov. Jetzt am Melden. Take care. Goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen.